when I came home, there wasn't a lot of reintegration. You literally was in a combat zone, and then within 24 hours, you were back in the States. And so people poured adoration on you, and they made you this hero. And then when you come home, well, you're just another guy, you're just another 22-year-old kid. It's a chapter in your book, but you need to turn the page and write another chapter.
Hey guys, it's Rainey Romero here with the lovely law firm for another episode of the Carolina Justice Report. This is a good one. It's all about Veterans Day. We're excited. We have a veteran guest today, so stay tuned. Welcome back. So today I'm joined always with the lovely attorney, Amy Lawrence.
Hey.
But today we have a special guest. This is George Kite. He is a veteran of multiple branches, and we're excited to have him on today for our Veterans Week. So welcome.
Welcome. Thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to kind of delve into this because we all celebrate Veterans Day every year, but I don't think that we always think about what that means really to be a veteran and to kind of honor veterans. And so give us a little bit of a background on you and your time as a veteran.
Oh, man.
No
okay.
pressure.
So I'm what they call a 9/11 baby. I actually swore in right before 9/11 happened. I have a funny story. I actually swore in on September 8th, 2001, which is a Saturday as a senior at Conway High School. And so I joined the Marine Corps, and I actually started my career out as a presidential guard to George Bush. And as an 18-year-old kid from Conway, that got boring really fast. So I was told that there was a war coming. My buddies were kind of telling us, and so I left Camp David to go and join them out in California. And during my time there, I ended up serving 2 tours over in Iraq. Operation Vigilant Resolve in Fallujah in 2004, which was right after Blackwater civilians were murdered and hanged from a bridge. And then I went back for the first elections in 2005 in Fallujah. And then I came home and tried to, start life here in beautiful Conway, South Carolina, and try to figure out things as a 22-year-old kid trying to navigate the course of life. And ended up joining the Army National Guard. Inadvertently serving 4 years active with them, and did my third deployment to Iraq/Kuwait during Operation New Dawn when they were closing Iraq. At that time, I had gone and graduated Army Sniper School and was conducting some fun stuff on the border there when ISIS was getting big. So I came home and kind of continued to do that, and here I am about 20 years later. Looking to retire soon. Now I'm the operating non-commissioned officer in charge at the range operations at Fort Jackson here in South Carolina. So that's what I do. Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service, of course.
Well, thanks for the support.
Yeah, we appreciate it. I don't even know where to start. This may seem like a really simple question, but what makes a veteran a veteran?
Oh, well, actually it is pretty simple. So 6 months of service.
Okay, 6 months.
That's simple.
Really?
180 days. Y'all might have to Google it, but I believe it's 180 days of service.
Okay.
A lot of people think that you have to be a combat veteran. It's not true. Some people think that you have to complete an enlistment. That's also not true. If you join and let's say you get injured during boot camp, a lot of times they kind of grant you veteran status if it's under 6 months, but usually it's 180 days.
Okay.
My math is right? 180 days is 6 months. 90 days is 3. Yep.
You would know best.
Yeah.
You can't ask us. So, okay, well, that's actually good to know because for some reason, I was thinking like, even if you were in for 30 days, you're a veteran. Once you were sworn in, you're considered a veteran once you're out. So that's actually interesting to me. Now, you do a lot of work in the community as far as helping other veterans cope with life after the military.
Yeah.
Why is that something that's needed?
Oh, man. So when I came home, being a young guy, there wasn't a lot of reintegration. You literally was in a combat zone, and then within 24 hours, you were back in the States. And you could have been, within 48 hours, you could have been on your last mission and could have lost a friend. And then within 24 hours, you had flown back to California, which is where I was stationed. And, you're just kind of walking through Walmart. And combat life and fighting a war, you kind of have to get into a rhythm of things that is completely different than regular life. And once you kind of get into that mindset, it's really hard to disengage yourself and say, flip the switch, if you will. And so as a young man, I came home and all I had was a high school diploma. I graduated from Conway High School, and while I was in, nowadays when there's less combat, it's easy for you to gain college credits. But while I was there, all I did was go one deployment after another. And at one point in time, I think I was only home for 4 months. I came home in August and I left in December. So, you didn't really have time for that extracurricular. So I came home, had this high school diploma. It was in the height of the '08 recession. Couldn't get any jobs. So I was trying to go, so I started going to college. At the time, the GI Bill would only give you pay for school, and then you would only get like $1,400 to live off of, which sounds like a lot.
No, it doesn't.
But it's not.
No,
Well,
it doesn't.
depends.
No,
Yeah,
it
I guess it depends on who you ask. And back then, if you remember, gas also went up, and I was driving a stupid 1994 Chevy Suburban.
A gas guzzler.
Yeah,
right?
and like all you had to do was start it up, and you
22,
lost. Yeah,
23
yeah.
gallons. Yeah.
So, you couldn't really drive around because of gas and couldn't really get a job. And I noticed that I wasn't the only one, that a lot of my other friends were having the same issues no matter where they were. Friends in California, friends in New York, friends in Florida, and here at home. And I was like, man, this is terrible. Like there was a point in time where we thought we were gods among men because, you were a cocky 18-year-old kid, but honestly, we were in the best shape of our life. We were highly trained. We were having a good time. We were young. We felt like we were invincible. And so when you get poured adoration on you, everyone was very pro military back then. They still are, but back then 9/11 was still fresh. And so people poured adoration on you, and they made you this hero. And then when you come home, well, you're just another guy. You're just another 22-year-old kid. And not only are you 22, but all you have is a high school education, and you got to compete for these jobs. So I realized quickly that there needed to be something, if at the minimum, another guy or another girl who could walk you through some of these things and say, listen, as soon as you get out, you need to do this, this, and this, because they don't do that for you.
Right.
There's a lot of bureaucracy when it comes to the VA. If anyone's ever dealt with the federal government, there's a lot of bureaucracy. And for a 22-year-old kid, once again, you have no clue. I don't even think I even really knew the ins and outs of buying a car by the time I was 22, let alone how to file things with the VA, how to file for benefits and claims and things of that nature. So I just wanted someone. I just thought, well, if I had a big brother, if I had somebody that I could lean on, I think this would have been different.
Yeah.
And so I said,
Like a mentorship.
Like a mentorship. And I was like, I want to be that big brother for these people. So
When life gets